Hey guys, it's Kayla Simone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking to you all about faith. I know, like, who am I to be talking to you about faith, right? But I figured that if I had this conversation with you all, then you would kind of get to know more of who I am, how I think. I'm trying to do a little bit more personal videos, so if you do like these kind of things, give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet watched my story time, my very first story time that I've ever done on me getting fired from a radio station, definitely go and check that out. I'll have it in the description box below, but it's also my most recent video. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dissect this topic about faith, so stay tuned. Okay, so faith. What is faith? What is faith? So faith in the Bible is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in a nutshell, it's basically you being able to have vision to believe in something that is not tangible. It's not around you. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. It's not something that is attainable or within your reach, but you have the vision and the mindset and the enough belief to think that it can be the same for you. A lot of what I'm going to be talking about today is just from my own personal experiences of what faith has done for me and what faith is to me, and how faith applies to my life. So yeah, the evidence of things not seen, the substance of things hoped for. So obviously there will be something there, but it's almost that belief of something is to come. Not necessarily that it's there in the present, but you know that your future is bright. You know that whatever it is that you are envisioning can come. Okay, so this takes you having some sort of vision or some sort of idea. And I think that, like, a lot of times for me, what faith shows us is to be able to think beyond what we can see. It almost requires us to continue to have an imagination. And I do understand that, like, people are like, I'm grown, this and that. I used to have imaginary friends and do imaginary things when I was a kid, but maybe God is trying to get us to understand something. Maybe he's trying to get us to say, hey, be more childlike, be more innocent, be more malleable, to the point where you can still believe in things that you may think, that could be unattainable, that may seem to be unattainable, but in your mind, it's something that you can totally take hold of. And so that for me is, in a nutshell, like what faith is, and what keeps me going sometimes to reach my goals, is to understand that yes, this thing that I'm hoping for, it's not necessarily in my face. I can't necessarily see it at the moment, but just because I can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And the best way, like, that my grandfather used to describe faith to me and belief in God to me and having faith in him was that, people are like, well, I don't believe in all that stuff because I can't see it. I need to see it for myself. Everybody's from Mississippi. Everybody's from the show me state. They're like, let me see this for myself. But in reality, can you see a headache? No. You can feel a headache though, right? So a lot of these things that we tend to manifest, I think we would be more powerful in doing so if we felt them and not necessarily thought about, oh, well, I can't see it, so I don't believe it. I don't think that, I think personally that's just a pessimistic way to go throughout life. I think we should have, especially in this day and age, we should have a little bit more optimism in what is possible for, us in the future. And so I think, like I said, God is just trying to get us more childlike in order to tap into our faith. Because when we were kids, we used to imagine whatever the hell we wanted. And we used to think that we can do anything that we can do. We used to think that we could be presidents of the United States, even though we had never seen, I know a lot of us, like, we've never seen a black president, right? But it's like, I'm pretty sure for Barack Obama to not have seen that as an example, he had to have faith to think that he could become that in America. So I believe personally that faith can just take you a really, really long way. Believing in something can take you a really, really long way. So a lot of the times, people, and I know that I always ask myself questions out loud. What does faith mean to my relationship with God? And a lot of the times people think you have to be perfect, you have to be not shacking up, you have to be, you have to have never sinned before to have the best relationship with God. And to be honest, no one that God ever used in the Bible was perfect. And so I think it's funny to me how people seem to think that like you have to be this perfect person to be in church or to even know God. And that's not the truth. At the end of the day, I'm human and he made me this way. And so I do mess up. I do get out of character sometimes. I do say things that maybe I shouldn't say. But I think that the reason why a lot of people get rewarded, and I'm talking about people in life, get rewarded for things is because they have the faith to think that they can attain those things. And what I mean by that is like, without faith it's impossible to please God, and it does say that in the Bible. Without faith it's impossible to please God. And so if we strive to please him, faith is one of those things that you really, really need to be able to please God. That wipes away the fact that you have to be perfect, and you have to never cuss in your life, and you have to have never had a drink, and you had to have never had sex. All of those things, yes, they mean something, and I believe personally that the Bible is more practical than it is spiritual. So I believe that the Bible is telling you those things to make your life easier. However, if you don't do those things, you're not going to hell, or you're not going to fall out of favor with God. I just believe that your faith is what really carries you, and it carries that relationship, because when he's pleased with the fact that you believe in him enough that he can do anything, again, exceedingly and abundantly above all you can think or ask, God's like, damn, and I'm not saying that he's saying damn, but he's like, damn, like this person has so much faith in me that I could do these things. That makes him happy. You know what I'm saying? So I just personally feel like, you having faith a lot of the times in what God can do, that just shows your belief in him. And I think sometimes that does trump, and I shouldn't say Trump because Donald Trump is just giving Trump a whole new, a whole new perspective to us young people. But I think that trumps your conduct per se. And I know a lot of people who have not necessarily been the best people, but the fact that they, number one, have faith that they can be better and move past, what happens. And Dr. King said it's not about, why a man falls or how he falls, but it's about how he gets up. So if we mess up, that's on us. Recognize that mistake, pray about it, talk to God about it, but have the faith to know that you have a brighter future than what was right in front of you. Have the faith to know that you can be a better person than what you were yesterday. So I think those things are what that makes people blessed. And I know this may piss off a lot of people, but in reality, and I got this from my dad, is that I don't think it's a coincidence that Donald Trump became the president. This crazy fool had the faith enough to think that he could do it, and he did. I'm not saying that he's right. I'm not saying that his conduct is right. I personally do not support him. But his faith got him in office, because if he had have never believed that he could do it and then tried to do it, there would be no Donald Trump as president. So just take that, with a grain of salt. If you don't agree with it, I'm sorry about it. We could talk about it in the comments, but that's just how I feel. One more key point that I want to stress about faith is that faith without works is dead. Okay? Faith without works is dead. So it's not enough just to believe in God to do something for you, but you also have to be working towards that goal. So I know sometimes people think that God is the genie and that, he can just boom, do something for you. But in reality, the people that he blesses with opportunities and things that happen, 9 times out of 10, they would have already been done, doing this work. Okay, so take YouTube for example. There are a lot of YouTubers, and now YouTube has gotten so popular that we have a few YouTubers like the Jackie Inas, the Jacqueline Hills, that have the Alyssas, Jasmine just recently, that have crossed 1 million subscribers, and they're super influencers, not just influencers on one level, but they've taken it to another level, right? And at some point in time, yes, God, they had to have faith to do this, because when they were starting their YouTube channel, they couldn't have even known that this would be to come. But I'm pretty sure that at some point in time, their relationship with God, or who they may call their higher being, they were talking to them, but they were also not wishing, but having faith that this YouTube thing could be bigger than what it was. And not only was it, but they put in the videos, they put in the hours of filming, they put in the investment for the lighting and things like that. So God will bless what you want to do, not necessarily just because, you know, you're here and you're aimlessly doing something, but you can't pray, Lord, let me be an influencer, or God, let me be the best social media marketer, and you don't even have a Facebook account. You get what I'm saying? Or don't ask God to bless you with trips around the world, but you won't even prepare and have a passport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you interlocal around here. Like, what's going on? Like, you're not international, you're interlocal. Like, because you don't even got a passport. You can't say, oh, I want to go to the Bahamas. I wish I could do that. But you're not even prepared. Like, this is a quick story, and then I'll just, like, you know, end the video here. But one year, maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago, my aunt was like, I want to go to the Bahamas. She looked up a trip. She actually won a free trip to the Bahamas, was able to take one person, and guess who was the only one who had their passport? This guy. So inadvertently, I reaped the benefits of her blessing. I got a trip to the Bahamas for free, and it was only because I was prepared. It was because I did the work before and decided to get my passport on my own, whether I was traveling or not, just because it was something to have. Because if I wanted to travel, I can't expect to travel and not be prepared. I cannot work in the meantime. You know, no one's going to offer you $1 million book deal if you don't even have a book in the works. You get what I'm saying? So you can believe in God for something, but you have to work towards that goal, and then the blessing will come. And so it may be in the small fashion, it may be bigger, but believe in God for more and have faith in God for more than what you can just see. And that's really just the moral of this video. I hope that somebody got something out of this. Hopefully you understand faith a little more if you did not before. Hopefully this wasn't too churchy for you, and if it was, oh well. And hopefully I was churchy enough for whoever has something to say. Anyway, guys, I love you all so much. Let me know if you like the direction that my channel's going in, and if you like the different videos that I've been putting up on my channel. Please, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully I'll do more videos like this if you guys like the content. And if not, then we'll talk about it in the comment section. Alright? Alright. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.